Krista Foley.
All right.
Okay, good evening, everybody. If I could have, we'll stand and do the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I want to thank everybody for that. And if I could get a motion to approve tonight's meeting agenda.
I'll motion.
Can I get a second? Second. Any discussion? All those in favor? And I saw we have a community. And we have one person signed up, Randy.
Hey, guys. Is this coming through now? Is it coming through? The mic? Okay. So just good evening. Just something real quick. In these unpredictable times that we're kind of experiencing right now, it might be a decent time for those of us to look around, for those of us in the district and in the town that might not have the food stability, that might not have the things that they need as the holidays are coming up, and just go check on folks right now. Just go out and ask people, make sure they have what they need. If you can donate right now, I know Divine Mercy's been collecting up at the pantry, I believe like up on 11, right? That they've been collecting. I know that some of the social workers direct folks there when they need things. But I'm just asking everybody, if you have kids that you know, families that you know, that might be in need, that might be struggling, now is a great time to just reach out, touch base, show some grace, show some empathy, and just make sure that they're okay. These are rough times right now. It's worth just making sure that everybody here makes it, okay? All of you have a great evening. Keep up the good work. Make sure you tell the teachers they're doing a good job. All right? Have a good evening.
Thank you, sir. Okay, on to item D, special presentations to the board. We have our technology presentation by Dr. Ted Love.
I have a couple little surprises to share. But while we get the presentation up, want to give the board just a quick update this evening about all the work that we've been doing in technology. It has now been 16 months that I've been here in Central Square, and I couldn't be prouder of the work that we're doing and that my team is doing, and the collaboration really with our administrators, with our teachers, and really taking a look at a variety of key areas that I'm going to highlight for you tonight. But most importantly, I want to show off a little bit of school spirit here and show you that we have a little bit of our own Red Hawk. And the title for tonight's presentation is actually Chirps and Bites, Updates from the Nerd Birds. So I'm going to warn you that I will actually geek out just on a couple bullets. And if I go a little too deep, feel free to rein me back in. But I'm going to try to keep it kind of short and sweet tonight. And what we want to talk about are just these 5 things. I want to share with you how we're improving our organizational efficiency, because one of the major roles that we play in technology is increasing efficiency across the entire enterprise. Whether it's in the classroom, our administrative offices, I've spent time over the past few weeks and few months helping getting fuel systems up and running, whatever that is increasing our efficiency so that we can do a better job ultimately serving our students. Increasing IT security, it would not be an IT presentation without talking about IT security and how important that is these days. I've actually just lived an entire weekend filled with IT security events, and we'll highlight for you some of the key things that we're doing in the school district to keep our staff and students' data safe. We're going to talk a little bit about leading innovation across the district. I want to highlight for the board some of the money that we're saving in some of those key initiatives, and also how we've spent the past 16 months now really building a culture inside our IT department. So for the first one, improving organizational efficiency, the first bullet is really about parent engagement community engagement, and that's really our Parent Square platform. I was just talking to an administrator today that said, you know, we used to call parents and they won't answer the phone, but if we send them a direct message through Parent Square, they'll answer. And so that's where Parent Square is decidedly different than the typical blast that we had before, because it's not just one-way communication, it's two-way. Next, I want to highlight how we've streamlined our account management. We have a new system that automates all of our computer accounts so that when a student enrolls, that enrollment record is generated in School Tool. That automatically now syncs to our computer system, spins up their account. When they leave the district, we're automatically disabling their account, and we're doing the same thing on the HR side as well. This increases our efficiency and reduces our exposure for old accounts hanging out there. We have optimized our software and system deployment. Really through a platform called ClassLink, we're able to now roster a variety of different classroom instructional applications efficiently. We can say exactly which students, which classrooms should be getting that application. We dump all of the data, integrate the data into that platform, and then we deliver that application right to the student's Chromebook. Next, we talk a little bit about building a robust and reliable IT infrastructure. And I'd like to highlight for you some of the key things we've done in the past year. We've installed a new 10 gig firewall here in the district. We've replaced our core switch to a 25 gig core switch. We've replaced all the Wi-Fi access points at Millard Hawk, Brewerton, and Hastings Mallory. We've replaced the switches at AA Cole. We've replaced every single battery in our UPS system, so every data closet has an uninterruptible power supply. We have created a new server to host critical on-site services, including new servers for our fuel system, our building automation system, and redundant network functions. Last bullet on this one, and efficiency is driving continuous process improvement across our IT operations. And this is really a key point for us here in IT, that we've created now SOPs, right? Our standard operating procedures. For the first time, we now have a knowledge base. So when auditors come in and say, show me your procedure for whether that's password requirements or how we handle delegating accounts, all of that's documented in our knowledge base. As I mentioned, I'm going to get a little geeky, and this is where, the IT security piece is so incredibly important. I was talking with Aaron just last week about policies and how our policies can't even keep up with IT security because we can barely keep up with IT security, right? We're staying one step ahead. And some of the things we've done, since I've been here, we have updated the code on every single switch in this district. We've updated the code in the firmware on every single UPS system. We've updated every single desktop computer to Windows 11, and we've updated all of our printer codes. When I came here, had 85% of our printers were out of date and had known vulnerabilities hanging on our network.
Ted, you can build a computer,
Yeah.
but for those people that are laymen, can explain to them what a switch is.
Yeah, so our network, all the classrooms and all the offices are connected by a system of wires that all get plugged into these closets filled with network switches that handles the data and where the data goes. And so really that's a key piece of what we do to protect that data. And those switches contain code on them that if that's not kept up to date, could make us vulnerable to security attacks. Second bullet here, training and focus on incident response and data breach policies. And this is where we've spent a lot of time. We've updated our documentation on what our breach processes are. And we've reviewed that and trained on that procedure with the team. I mentioned a little bit about ClassLink. This third bullet on implementing identity management and strengthening password policies is really about, we've put in place an identity provider, an IDP, and so that's why the students now see ClassLink when they go to log into their Chromebooks, because it's a single identity management solution for us. So it allows us to better protect, and we will be rolling out in the coming days, months, two-factor authentication within ClassLink for staff members, as well as now that our secondary students have email that's open to the outside, we'll be rolling out a system for teachers to be able to reset student passwords and for students to be able to set their own passwords. So that way they don't have a password that maybe they've had for 12 years and their friends know, and teaching our students about keeping their passwords safe. What's that? So ClassLink is actually going, we were on Google two-factor, and now that we've moved to ClassLink as the identity management, so staff will have a choice of two-factor providers. We have not decided if we would do that for students, but it's kind of interesting that we do have the ability to do off-campus only two-factor, and it could even be like an image. If you've seen, like maybe you log into a bank site and it says select the, I'm the boot or the Eiffel Tower. So we have a lot of new tools at our disposal. The key piece is really we're having a lot of conversations before we roll anything out, right? We're talking with our teachers, we're talking with our administrators, with our cabinet. I just brought up the conversation last week about moving from a generic substitute account to actually automating building substitute accounts, right? So that way we can keep those generic passwords, out of our system. We've done some simplifying internet filtering. When I got here, we had 3 different filters in place. We're now running one. It's just GoGuardian across the entire enterprise. And we run the CrowdStrike desktop agent. And then increasing and integrating physical security and monitoring. And this is where we have deployed 35 different temperature sensors. So we're now monitoring coolers for food service. We're monitoring temperatures in our data closets. We have really kind of exciting to us, set up electric power monitoring. So every single closet now has monitoring power through our uninterruptible power supply, so through Schneider Electric. And so now my phone blows up every time Hastings Mallory loses power, and I can tell you exactly how long those buildings have been down, and Friday night was an absolute nightmare, right? We're also really kind of exciting. We're partnering with Day Automation for a trial that we're going to be standing up at Brewerton in the next month or so. We've got a walkthrough this week, and we're going to go visit Fayetteville Manlius schools for a system called Verkada that would integrate our door access hardware and our camera system into one cloud-based management console. And that's free of charge. Actually, we're demoing all of the equipment, and we're going to convert the entire building over for a few months to kind of give it a test drive and see how it works. So we're really trying to do a lot on that physical infrastructure security as well. All right, now some of the more fun stuff. It's really exciting to be leading innovation, and along with Superintendent Calabufo, we're really excited about the AI platform and training teachers on November 10th about the 4EDU AI platform and just all of the things that we can now do in the classroom with that tool. We're reimagining classroom instruction through flexible technology, and I just sent out some invitations today to 12 teachers to pilot some new equipment where they can become unplugged from the desk and take their Chromebook around the classroom and wirelessly project, and we're working with a really exciting wireless projection technology on that, and we're excited to get that in the teachers' hands to get feedback about how does this work and how can this better help teachers present to students and engage students without having the presentation device locked away in the corner. We're modernizing the district's online presence, and at the end of tonight, I'll show you a quick little preview of what the new district website is starting to look like. And we're upgrading our telecom infrastructure, so for those of you who have been frustrated with our phone system, we're actually embarking on a really exciting kind of new technology to bring in digital voice to the district through redundant fiber and 5G connections through a software-defined WAN or SD-WAN technology, which should give us much more reliability. So more to come on that soon. And then probably most importantly, to the board is that, we're doing all of this while we're reducing cost. We're reducing overspending. We've taken a hard look at our software licensing, and we're using tools on our network to see how many students and staff are actually using the software and then only purchasing the number of licenses that we need. We've reduced our software purchasing by about $30,000. We've optimized staffing where we've reduced a full-time network administrator position and created a part-time project manager position that saved us about $50,000. In addition, we've reduced from 2 to 1 tech integration specialist from BOCES, saving us about $50,000. And then, I know Tom shared this with you last year, but I had to highlight it again because this is why having a project manager is so important, and having relationships with our vendors. We were able to time our Chromebook purchase so that we purchased those before the price went up by $150 per Chromebook, and that saved us over $150,000. So, key. Yeah. So we had a network administrator that was full-time here in the district. When they chose to leave, we looked at filling that vacancy and really what the skill set is. And we were very lucky. So Kevin is the former assistant director of the Central New York Regional Information Center. He had just retired. Kevin was also a parent in Phoenix that I happened to work at for a while. He was always my parent rep on the tech committee, former director of technology for City BOCES. And he and I got talking, and I offered him a position 3 days a week to come in and do just project management, because so much of what we do in IT is now project-based, right? We're looking at whether that's procurement, working with, our capital project, and having someone that can keep the ball rolling on all of those projects is key to me, because oftentimes I'm pulled into whether it's, executive meetings or meeting with teachers or, other critical issues. Having someone that just comes in 3 days a week and is just looking at how do we keep the ball moving on all the projects we're doing. I give Kevin a lot of credit for all of those bullets you just heard that we've accomplished in 16 months wouldn't be possible without someone whose sole job is to keep that, each piece of that moving along.
It's also a testament to you because what he does in 3 days, and I've shared this with other superintendents.
Yes.
So that's huge recruitment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not only the cost savings, but his
Yeah. Yeah. It's exciting. And then this is really where I wanted to end, and that is, we're really building culture as a team. We got new copiers over at the Copy Center last week. So here's the team. That's Kevin on the left, along with Leanne and Mary and our copier trainer. And they posed for a picture in front of the new color copier. They're really excited about this new production color. So teachers, spread the word. Send your color copy jobs over. They'll look even better now that we have this new machine. And, as you're hearing a theme, we did it at the same cost, right? So we extended the lease by a year. We increased our production print quality. Same cost to the district. And then on the right, I think it's important to celebrate what we do. And at the end of the summer, I took the entire team out. We had a team event off-site, and people brought their spouses, and just we're building a culture of supporting each other, enjoying what we do for work every day, and loving the challenge that comes with the 6 a.m. phone call that the phone system's down. Any questions?
I don't really have a question. I just have a comment. I remember when I first got on the board almost 9 years ago, we didn't have Wi-Fi throughout the school, and we didn't, that required a huge project. We didn't have Chromebooks. The district has come a long ways from when I first got on the board. And that's a testament to, and it seems like we've made incremental leaps. And, since you come on board, it's really, really stepped up where technology is integrated, it's modern, it's something that kids and students, can be used to, along with, with staff. It's really, the better you get at it, the better you can become proficient in it. And then I think with AI, I just told my wife, I don't know what I would have done and how much my career would have been so much easier with AI throughout my. It's truly amazing what you can do with it, and it just. I'm excited to see what everybody's going to be able to do with it here within the district. So, congratulations to you guys on that.
Thank you.
So-
And if I might, Pearl, would you pop up just the quick preview? So we've been working with our friends at Cities BOCES who have taken on the legwork of really creating this new look and this new vision for our district web presence. While none of the links really take you to any content yet, I wanted to give you a quick preview of what it looks like. Pearl, you can shut that down. Yeah.
Gotta love technology.
A lot of teachers like ChatGPT. This is a combination. And the best part that Maureen Ladd, our business manager, loves. Access to everything that they love. There you go.
This is super exciting.
Yeah.
This is very exciting. So, I mean, I've been on the board just same years as Steve, and this is another huge bone in our side. It's been an ongoing problem with people complaining about the website, and I can't find this on the website, and it just looked archaic to some extent, so.
We're excited about it, and a lot of work still. We're targeting early December. A lot of content has to move over. A lot of them that they're already working on. That was, not surprisingly, trying to streamline that and put, so you'll see a couple things. You'll see the popular links right up there.
Amazing, because it's frustrating, like so many apps out there, right? It always has that option at the bottom that says, view full site, and it's like, there's so many things missing on the app the version of it or the mobile version you can't find, and it's like, you gotta go to the desktop version. It's like, so that's awesome if it just keeps everything there, just makes it smaller.
Okay. Could I get a motion for item E in its entirety?
I'll motion.
A second? Any discussion? All those in favor? Thank you. If I could get a motion for item F, consent agenda in its entirety?
I'll motion.
Get a second? Any discussion? All those in favor? Okay, on to reports. Student board member report. And take as much of Tom's thunder as possible.
I would just like to say that cheerleading has gone to sectionals this weekend and won. So we'll be going to states. So we'll be going to states. It is overnight, so we got the discussion today about all of the policies and stuff that we need to go over regarding bag checking, the fact that we're going overnight, that we have to, have to follow the rules, rooming, and all that stuff. So that's super nice that we have the opportunity to do that, and that the Mr. Grimshaw is paying for it. Very nice. The counselors are doing senior interviews. I really don't know what goes into that, but I'm really excited that they're doing that, especially for the seniors who don't really know much about that or who don't know how to speak to people. So it's really nice that they're doing that.
So if you haven't experienced it, it's great. We have a lot of board members that volunteer their time to come in as well. That's one area that I've noticed, we've all noticed over the past 10 years, it's lacking for students, the ability for them to sell themselves, right? And so I've heard board members, I've heard leaders in the community that own businesses. That is probably the most valuable information that these students, and they are taking down notes feverishly because they need it, right? Like they need to hear what they're saying because they will be doing an interview. And it's really meaningful. I'm glad you touched upon it.
Thank you, board, for taking your time to do that. I didn't know you guys did that. There was a fundraiser mishap for, I think, the sophomores, where their fundraiser went out and Ms. Shapp had to take a pause on it and then continue on. I don't really know what happened with that.
Since you brought it up, I can let everybody know. There was something that we weren't aware of, and she's been doing it a long time. It's not going to happen again. There can't be a money grab where if a student won something, this company was going to do a money grab where they have potential to literally, win undisclosed amounts of money, and legal said that we can't do that for high school students. So they were able to still do their fundraising and win like a free ball ticket or things like that, prom tickets, but we can't do money grabs with high school students, or students in general. That's what it was. All right.
Another thing is that sports are coming to an end. So the football season is over, and the color guard and a lot of seasons are either going into their sectionals or preparing to, which is super nice, which means that winter season is coming around, and open gyms have been happening for basketball. I know track's starting to do their open gyms, so nice to know that, it's coming around. Let's see. We had the senator meeting, which I think went pretty well. It was nice to hear a lot of teachers' opinions on different things that are going on in our community, especially for me and Emma. We discussed that, we didn't know a lot of these issues were happening, so it was nice to see a glimpse into what's going on behind the scenes that we don't all really know about. And it would be really nice if we take someone's time to have a lot of that explained to us, especially when it comes to C4 and the teachers' benefits and busing. So that'd be really nice. We have NYSCLSA conference coming up this month, which is super nice, which is an overnight conference for student government to help us learn more about leadership and definitely take ideas from other schools and bring it back to our school. It's at Niagara Falls this year, so that's super nice. And to touch upon the lack of food for our people in our community. BOCES is doing a Thanksgiving free meal. I think it's November 22nd, where people just come in. It's first come, first serve. And it's definitely a grab for our community, which I think will definitely really benefit everybody.
We've also increased our backpack program that we have, that Leanne Stone does a wonderful job.
And thank you. And food insecurity has always been something that has really plagued this county. As I said before, Oswego County ranks right up there with food insecurity in the whole state. So it's not just now, it's during the holidays, it's all the time, especially now with, with what's going on. Yep, thanks for bringing that up. Okay.
That's the report.
Thank you.
On to any board members' report? We all good? All right, take it away, Tom.
Okay, well, Evangeline took a couple of my thunder, and I appreciate that. That's okay. Congratulations and great job to the cheer team. And I want to say that because she's on it and she didn't give credit to herself, but you did a wonderful job. You really did showcase that. We're proud of all of you. Good news from the music department. On November 2nd, the Oswego County Music Educator Association held its first ever scholarship recital. Students from around the county performed up to 10 minutes of solo music for the crowd and judges. The judges selected, here he is, Eli Connor, who spoke at one of our board meetings, as the first prize recipient, and Madison Helvey as the second prize recipient. Interesting. I was actually at Wegmans grocery shopping with my wife 2 weeks ago, and I had something on that said Red Hawk shirt, or my Red Hawk jacket. And the person said, do you work at Central Square? I said, yes. I said, I'm the superintendent there. They said, wow, we have seen Eli Connor on the news. We've heard about him. Like, he is a talent. So I say that because oftentimes you hear that for sports. I think it's super important that we also recognize when we have our fine arts. Like, I just thought that was great, and I wanted to be able to say here publicly. Eli Connor and Preston Lacey have been accepted into the American Choral Directors Association All-Eastern A Capella Festival. That's another huge accomplishment. You see Eli popping up a lot. Central Square Music middle school students accepted into the NYSMA Area All-State Junior High School Festival. Chorus, Grace Anderson, Lillian Brinklow, Laurel Poole, Kaylin Pooley, Addison Zatanek, and for band, David Borton, Madison Burkhart, Maddie Durin, Alex Fenton, Andrew Flynn, Anika Hip, Kenzie Katab, Alex Malone, Ivy Pay, and Lexi Ramsey. On October 11, the Red Hawk Regiment competed in the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland, at the Marine Corps Invitational. Competing against 5 bands from Maryland and Virginia, the Red Hawk Regiment finished first place and swept the awards for Best Overall Effect, Best Visual, Best Music, Best Color Guard, and Best Percussion. At our one of our recent football games, we had Tony Bush came and actually presented them with a proclamation, and that was at our home show, so all of the other schools got to see this, school districts. That was remarkable. The Red Hawk Regiment completed their season with October 26th competing at the JMA Wireless Dome. The band finished 5th place in the state, achieving both their highest finish and highest score since 2015. I was there. It was remarkable. They were so proud. It's great to see students achieve in an area that they excel in, whether that's in sports, whether that's in the classroom, whether that's fine arts, whether it's our City BOCE students when they're competing in their competition in the spring at the fairgrounds. It's always great to see students, excelling at something that they're truly passionate about. That's why we're all here. Former board member Dick Cripps, who lives 20 houses away, was inducted into the New York State Field Band Conference NYSFBC Hall of Fame on Sunday during the championships in the Dome. And he has been retired. He was here in the capacity of a board member when I was here. He had already been retired during my 11 years, but he always remains a staunch supporter of the district and a huge supporter of student programs. His kids dominated, in his own kids, in athletics and in music. So it's great. It's great to see him being recognized this way. That concludes my superintendent report.
Okay, thank you.
All right, ready? So the administrators were in good spirits. They are great sports. They all dressed up. We all went to the different buildings on Halloween, and the kids got a real kick out of it. So that was great. And kudos, I see some administrators back there. I see some teachers, and they were all in costume, and the kids love that. They love to be able to see their teachers and their administrators having fun on a day that should be a fun day. And so, yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Okay, can I get a motion for item H in its entirety?
All motion.
Can I get a second? Any discussion? All those in favor? Can I get a motion for item I?
All motion.
Can I get a second? Any discussion? All those in favor? That's a wrap. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.